for this jelly?
We're filming? Okay. Y'all are ready for the jelly. Okay. Coming live to you in London. Listen, y'all, I'm going to be really honest with you. Okay. This week is probably my least favorite number to be in. Yeah, I think it is. Now that I think about it, it's a 4. What would you say? It's either between 4, 7, and 9 for the hardest energies to be in.
I'm really not loving the 7. And I'm really not loving the 9.
Those are hard, but I think 4 is the hardest energy to be in. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you why. 4 is the number of breakthroughs.
Wait, before you get started, guys, sorry. This week is July 30th till August 5th. Oh my God. So before we get started, July 30th till August 5th. So woohoo, entering into August. Please continue about the 4.
You're so focused on the jelly. What the hell? Okay, back to why this week is gnarly. Okay, 4 energy is the number of breakthroughs, but how do we get to a breakthrough? Through a breakdown, usually. Every time I'm in the energy of a 4, granted, I'm a life path 1, life destiny 1. That's a whole other shit show to discuss in another day. But the 4 energy feels very constricting. It's almost like you're in this box and you're like, oh God, I'm so uncomfortable. I can't take this. And then boom, the breakthrough happens, right? So it's this very constricting energy, but there's always a breakthrough to be had, whether you're in a year 4, month 4, week 4, whatever. The 4 energy always provides breakthroughs. So you can definitely count on that this week, whether it's a small breakthrough or a very, very large breakthrough that you've been waiting on for a long time. So expect that. The other thing you need to know about the 4 is that the 4 is all about foundations. So this is a time to reassess the foundations in your life. Now, since it's a weak energy, it's not as potent, I would say, as like a month 4 or a year 4. So it may be a sort of small foundation, like, oh, we've been like redecorating the house. Like, what is the paint color we're going to use? Right? Something kind of like that. But there will be some sort of a reassessment of foundations. And again, the foundations can be your actual physical home. The 4 does relate to physical home. It could be your work. It could be your relationship foundations. It could be something to do with career. And that's another great thing about the 4 actually, is that the 4 is really good for work. I always used to joke with my clients that 4 is like a work till you die energy. It's just a really intense energy that pushes you to work.
Oh my God. My business partner is a 4 and he is a work till you die kind of guy.
Yeah, he's a workaholic for sure. And he's very proud of it as well. And so that's the thing about the 4. It's like you want to work, you want to accomplish, you want to get things done. And it's a very stable, consistent energy, right? Like last week was a 3, so it was fun and lively and let's go have fun. And 4 is the opposite of that. 4 is like, you know what? Fuck the social plans. I want to stay in and work. I want to put my head down. I want to get things done. I want to knock off my to-do list. And it is, again, really good for anything career related. So if you want to ask for a raise or apply for a job or, start something with your work, right? You're like, oh, I've been wanting to start on this new project. Whatever it is, work is really supported this week. So definitely focus your energy on the work and on reassessing foundations and kind of figuring out like what's working for you, what's not working, what improvements can you make, and get ready for those breakthroughs. And I would say my greatest advice for that is to allow the space, right? So during the week, just allow a little bit of time here and there, even if it's just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, where you just kind of close your eyes, walk away from your phone, take a few deep breaths, get silent, just have some intentional moments with that intention that, hey, when I take a step back and I remove myself from all this stimulation, I'm actually going to have that breakthrough I'm looking for, that I'm wanting. And you might not even know what the breakthrough is about. You might not even know that you need a breakthrough. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like, it will just dawn on you like, oh my God, problem solved. Like that happens to me all the time when I'm in a 4, where I'll be like on my computer, like typing up an email. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, that's the answer to the thing I've been looking for. Has nothing to do with the email I'm writing. It's just like, again, I was kind of doing something where my brain was kind of in an autopilot maybe, or driving, showering. Those are really good places to get those aha moments. So again, just create that space. Know you're going to feel constricted. Astrologically, it's a shit show. So brace yourself. And with that, I'll hand this over to Sophie.
So we start the week off with Mars trine Jupiter, which is actually really positive.
Good.
Yeah,
Positive.
Okay, I know, but then it like whips around and it like slaps you in the face with the full moon. So let's go through what Mars trine Jupiter really means. This is a very proactive prompting energy where Mars is literally energy, fire, action, motivation, passion. Jupiter is knowledge, expansion, growth. It's our teachers. And so trines are positive, advantageous kind of aspects. So when Mars is trining Jupiter, it's actually bringing together a really harmonious kind of action for moving towards a place of growth and putting your energy into expanding and what your goals and dreams are. And so that's a really, really positive energy to start the week off. And it's interesting because I think that this energy, this fire, that's what Mars is really prompting us to move into this full moon. So we have a full-blown full moon. And I know, full-blown. And I say full-blown because it's like...
As if it's like small.
I know. But I feel like, you know what it is? Coupled with the 4 energy.
Oh, God.
It's so fascinating because it's in Aquarius. But in Vedic, it's actually Capricorn.
Yeah, Capricorn is very 4 energy. And let me just tell you, if y'all know a Capricorn, y'all know a 4.
But regardless, it's like, it's almost like we have this fire, and then it's ushering us into the full moon, which is all about releasing and letting go. And
cutting ties.
Yeah. And it's all
drama.
About breakthroughs and like release. And so, and it's very, very emotional and sensitive. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I definitely get so much. I lose a lot of sleep during full moons. A lot is energetically very heavy, which kind of goes into with this 4 energy, which I always think of as a square. And it's very
so
tense.
heavy. It's so heavy.
And so, astrologically, you might be, honestly, I think this full moon really takes center stage of the week, and you might be feeling the effects of the full moon a few days before. The full moon's actually happening August 1st. So the first day of August, the first day we enter this whole new month, we have the full moon, which is ushering us to really release, let go, so that you can call in new, right? That's what every full moon's about. But I think that this one specifically is going to be about work, as you said, with the 4. And you know, especially with the Mars trine Jupiter, it's all about setting the vision and prompting the fire for your new goals. And I think it's specific to the foundations and the work that we have been doing. Interestingly, when we move into the following day, we have Mercury opposite Saturn. So a lot of this week reminds me of Saturn vibes because the full moon is in Aquarius, Capricorn. That's ruled by Saturn. And then we have Mercury opposite Saturn. And so and Saturn's all about grounding. Saturn to me feels like a 4, where he's strict. It's a lot of constriction. It's a lot of boundaries. It's all rigidity and tradition and convention. And so, you know, when you have Mercury opposite that, you might be challenged to really think strategically, in a new way. You might be forced to really place boundaries. You might be forced to really, you know, get grounded with the way that you're thinking, the way that you're visualizing, the way that you're communicating, what's really important to you. So that's actually what I astrologically feel for this week is going to be really important is, you know, you have kind of this prompting energy in the beginning with the Mars trine Jupiter, lighting that fire. You go fully into the full moon, which is all about releasing, letting go, you know, lots of
completion.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. And then, you know, with Mercury opposite Saturn, which is all happening right after, you know, it's all about forcing you to get real, forcing you to get real with your expectations, your ideas, your perspective, your communication, your boundaries. And so energetically, this is a lot of heavy stuff, especially centered around this 4 energy. And so it's almost like we came off of this like lovey, heart opening, energy of the 3 into like slapped in the face with get your shit together and like, you know, so it's definitely a emotional and stirring kind of energy. So for those of you out there, you know, write down any dreams and visions that are coming to you. It's okay to cry it out, and it's okay to have your breakdown. We all have those. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, when I talked about breakdown to breakthrough, there's a full moon. Like,
I know, right?
There's gonna be a breakdown. But again, breakdowns are breakthroughs when you use them as such, right?
Totally.
Sometimes you just gotta cry it out. Sometimes you just gotta purge those old emotions. And you know, one of my friends who's a healer told me, and I don't know where she got this from, but she said, like, if you're crying and having like a big release, like, put your hand on your heart and say, like, this is my past leaving me. Thank you. Ooh. And I found like that's really a powerful exercise. I don't know where she got that from, so I don't know. But she told me that. Yeah. And I think that's really helpful because I think sometimes people resist a breakdown. They resist the tears and the crying. But actually, it's like a lot of that stuff is just stuck old energy that you need to move through. And when you do, there's always this like, you know, light at the end of the tunnel, aha, eureka moment, I feel. So go easy on yourself because it's not the easiest energy to be in. But again, set that intention this week that you'll have that breakthrough, and you will. Yeah. Yeah. For sure. That's all we got for today.
All right.
And we'll see you guys next week.